Welcome back. As the elderly population in the United States continues to grow, the number of older adults who will suffer from dementia will also increase. But by how much? A new study in JAMA Internal Medicine looked at whether the prevalence of dementia has changed from 2000 to 2012. Laura Berger has more in this week's Journal of American Medical Association report.
This health tip is brought to you by
Desert View Hospital and Mountain Valley Physicians Group. Don't put your health on hold. We have time for you. Call us to schedule your appointment. 775-751-7100.
Dementia affects 4 to 5 million older adults in the United States, as well as their families and government programs. A new study in JAMA Internal Medicine looks at how the prevalence of dementia has changed from 2000 to 2012.
Dementia is characterized by declines in memory and other cognitive functions, things like speech and the ability to plan and organize one's day. We found that the prevalence of dementia declined significantly between 2000 and 2012, from about 11.5% down to about 9%.
Dr. Kenneth Lange and co-authors studied more than 21,000 U.S. adults over the age of 65 using data from the Health and Retirement Study from 2000 and 2012. Lange says he attributes the decline in dementia prevalence to 2 factors: increases in the education level among this group and better treatments for cardiovascular risk factors like diabetes, obesity, and hypertension.
This suggests that a 75-year-old today has a lower risk of having dementia than a 75-year-old 10 or 20 years ago. Both increases in education and better control of cardiovascular risk factors may be important in explaining some of this decline.
Dr. Lange says more work needs to be done both in the U.S. and abroad to keep dementia trends on the decline.
Even without a big breakthrough in a medication or other kind of intervention that might decrease Alzheimer's risk or change the course of Alzheimer's, that it appears that there's things that we can do to decrease risk.
Laura Berger, The JAMA Report.
The number of older adults with dementia in the United States and around the world is expected to grow up to threefold by 2050. 36-year-old Edward Pulaski from San Bernardino has been arrested for possession and under the influence of a controlled substance, possession of marijuana, and burglary, following a report of a male trespassing on a property located on Powerline Road. Upon arrival, deputies observed a black duffel bag next to several open storage containers that seemed out of place, and an open door to what appeared to be an office trailer with a male fitting the description given by the reporting party. They say he was observed for 1 to 2 minutes rummaging through drawers, stuffing a folded up bundle of papers and placing it in his waistband behind his back. He was ordered out of the trailer and detained. During this detention, deputies said that Pulaski kept fidgeting and tensing up his body, and that his pupils were an abnormal size, which police say indicated that he was under the influence of illegal narcotics. According to police, Pulaski admitted to using methamphetamine and that he did not have permission to be on the property. Inside the duffel bag, police found narcotics which tested presumptive positive for methamphetamine and marijuana. A semi-truck burst into flames after colliding with another car on US 95 near Mercury yesterday. The Nevada Highway Patrol says the crash happened around 3:29 p.m. near mile marker 7 in Nye County. A semi-truck hauling wood was traveling northbound on US 95 and a red car was traveling southbound. For unknown reason, the red car swerved in front of the semi and crashed into the front. The semi overturned and the gas tank was breached, causing the truck to catch fire. The driver of the red car died at the scene, while the driver of the semi was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. All lanes of US 95 were closed near mile marker 7 as crews cleaned up diesel fuel that spilled onto the road. 48-year-old Juan Campos from Avondale, Arizona, has been arrested in Beatty for possession of a stolen vehicle. According to police, on November 30th, a deputy with the Nye County Sheriff's Office conducted a vehicle stop on a tan Ford Club wagon van on 2nd Street, just east of Watson Street in Beatty, Nevada. The driver's side tail lamp and brake lamp of the vehicle were out, according to police. During the stop, a records check revealed the vehicle was reported stolen. Juan Campos was arrested and transported to the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center. Well, the cold season is here. It's time to think about getting your flu vaccine.
Immunize Nevada, we're actually a statewide nonprofit that focuses on the advocacy and education of immunizations across the state. So really being able to connect communities with immunizations and making sure that communities stay healthy.
Can you tell me a little bit about the program itself?
Yeah, so within Immunize Nevada, we have a whole bunch of programs that we work with. We work with school districts, with health districts. The main objective is to make sure that we prevent disease that is preventable by vaccines.
There's been a lot of controversy.
There hasn't been too much controversy. There's sometimes AR, the anti-vaxxers and things of that sort. But our main overall goal is to make sure that we keep people as healthy as possible. And we like to create a channel of communication, especially for education. So if people have questions, we like to be the trusted source.
So kids have their regular vaccinations for school. What's some of the vaccinations adults need?
Yeah, so at the moment, just because it is flu season, you can always get the flu vaccine. That is recommended for anyone 6 months and above. But there is always like shingles and mumps. There's always a wide variety of vaccines that can be used for adults. And for more information on those, you can actually go to immunizenevada.org. And we actually have a breakdown between ages of what vaccinations are recommended for what age group.
One of the things that seems to be very convenient is that there's a database to keep a record of your child's vaccinations.
Of course, yes. So it is called WebIZ. So every single time that you get a vaccination, it is updated. So you can actually go to webiz.com. It'll ask you some basic information about yourself, your name, last name, and you can actually look up your immunization records. And that's always recommended if you are going to see your healthcare provider or go get a vaccination with a pharmacist, to always print that out and have it with you. That way you can kind of see what you need. You can try to get them all out once too.
If you have older kids or if you're an adult and you want to enter those records, how would you do that with the old yellow cards that we used to have?
Yeah, so those records are usually there has been a little bit of, I'd say, difficulty crossover when it comes to the older adults and older children. But as soon as you go and get that immunization, the records are pretty much updated from there, at least starting with the most recent immunization.
Can you bring that card to your doctor?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, you can always still bring that card with you. If that's the most recent record you have, of course, that's totally fine. And then once you've updated onto WebIZ, then you can start bringing that one.
Wonderful. And for more information, how can they find out more about Immunize Nevada?
Yeah. So you can visit immunizenevada.org. That's where we have all of our basic statewide information. You can also visit influencenevada.org. That is all the information on the flu that we have right now going statewide.
More local news after the break.